to take this vision to a whole new level. And if you're here, it's because he considered you strong enough as a building block to move his vision forward. Please join with me to visit the book of Luke chapter 5. Hallelujah. Amen. I'm going to read from verse 5, from verse 1. Luke chapter 5. I'm going to start reading from verse 1. It says, as the crowd was pressing in on Jesus to hear God's word, he was standing by Lake Gennesaret. He saw two boats at the edge of the lake. The fishermen had left them and were washing their nets. He got into one of the boats which belonged to Simon and asked him to put out a little from the land. In other words, he said, launch out into the deep. Then he sat down and was teaching the crowds from the boat. When he had finished speaking, he said to Simon, put out, launch out deep. Launch out into the deep waters and let down your nets for a catch. And I want you to note. And he said what Peter said to him. In verse 5, he says, Master, Simon replied, we've worked hard all night long and caught nothing. But if you say so, I will let down the nets. Beloved of God, this morning, God has asked me to tell us that it's time to launch out into the deep. Perhaps you've been toiling all year. We're now in the month of September, just about shifting over to October. You may have been toiling all year and caught nothing. You've been putting everything you can all year and caught nothing. You've been working hard in your family and caught nothing. Pushing hard in your business and may have caught nothing. Working hard in your studies and it's not really materializing to your expectations. Maybe you've been pushing hard and have been working very hard and nothing. You have not seen the harvest that is expected with the labor that you're putting out. The same was the case of Simon Peter. And so there was a day, as we just read, and Jesus was teaching the word, and he came to the beach, to the bank of the river, and a whole lot of people were pressing on him to hear the word. He needed to teach them. He needed a platform to use. And he saw two platforms, two boats. And he decided to randomly pick one of the boats. I want you to tell your neighbor, Jesus shall pick my boat. Some boats was favored over the other. And this boat happened to be Simon Peter's. Jesus picked his boat. Peter was favored. Peter was favored to have his boat used by Christ. And after Jesus had finished using his boat, he said to Peter, I want you to note that Jesus finished using his boat before he said anything to Peter. Peter was glad to see this boat that he'd been toiling with all through the day and that had not caught much, that had not brought much harvest, in spite of his labors. He was just excited that he was useful to Jesus. Jesus sat on this boat as a platform, pushing the word, blessing the people. The people of God were soaking it all in. And when he was done, then he turned around and spoke to Peter. And I want us to go back there. He said in verse 5, in verse 4, when he had finished speaking, he said to Simon, put out into the deep, launch out into the deep water, and let down your net for a catch. Beloved, I say again, perhaps you may have walked all year and have caught nothing, and have nothing to show for it. Some of you may have been at your places of work, in your jobs, working hard week after week, 40 hours, 60 hours. Some are even doing overtime. But you see nothing, there's nothing to show for it. You're making the money rise, or making not as much as you expected, and you are beginning to fret. Cut nothing. Perhaps you are in business, pushing your wares, but there's not much in return on you, seeing not much return on your investment, and you're frustrated. Perhaps you are at school and you're putting all the effort, reading hard, working hard, studying hard, and you're not really seeing the stuff in your grades. It's not reflecting. Perhaps you have invested in stocks and bonds, and you're expecting a good return on investment, and you're not seeing it. That was the case of Peter. That was the case of Peter. And this morning, Jesus is asking me to tell us that if you've been walking, fishing all year, all week, all month, all the years, all the decades, and caught nothing, or as little as anyone would expect, or not as much as you expect, he's saying, could it be that you've been fishing on the shallow waters? Been fishing on the shallow waters. Beloved, I'm here to tell you that big fish do not come out to the shallow waters. And if you gotta make it, you want to catch big, you want to catch something, it's about time you get out the shallow waters and launch out into the deep for a great catch. Father God, I thank you for the entrance of your word. We bring a great harvest this morning in the lives of your children. As many as are listening to the sound of my voice, that those that you have purposed to take this message to turn their lives around, I pray, Holy Spirit, that you will move your word with power and anointing in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
And so Peter being fishing in a shallow water. And so Jesus came to the scene. Until Jesus came to the scene, he'd been feeling frustrated, just as some of you that are listening to me may be feeling frustrated, because there's nothing as record as laboring all year, or laboring all week, or laboring all month, and not see the fruit of your labor, or see the return on your investment. When we make an investment of our time, or an investment of our money, or an investment of our effort, an investment of our ideas, we do expect a return, results. Input should equate to a commensurate output. But that wasn't the case for Peter. And so, in frustration, he began to pack up his boat, his net. He began to fold up for the day. Peter was like, that is it for the day. I've been fishing all day, nothing. I see no fish. Just as some of you that are listening to me are already beginning to give in to folding up. Some of you are packing up your ideas. Some of you are thinking about folding up your businesses. Some of you are thinking about, just giving up on ever being promoted at your places of work. Some of you are beginning to think about folding up your visions or scaling back your visions. And so Peter began to fold up. He packed up his stuff. He put away his boat. And then Jesus came to the scene. And Jesus looked at two boats that were packed up. And by divine orchestration, Jesus favored Peter's boat. I decree this morning by the power of Christ that your boat shall be favored in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
I decree that God shall favor to use your boat as a platform to move his agenda forward. There's someone that's listening to me that have toiled all year, have toiled all months, may have toiled all the decades, and it's frustrated because not much is coming out of your labor. And I hear the Spirit of the Lord saying unto you, even this day, I am looking for a platform that I can use for an agenda. And if only your heart can turn to me, that I can use your boat. And so Peter, by divine favor of God, was fortunate. I don't want to say lucky, because in Christ we are not lucky, we are blessed. He was blessed to be favored by Christ to use his boat as a platform. And Jesus began to teach with his boat. And at the end of the teaching, he said, by the way, it's time to launch out into the deep. Peter was like, I spent 24 hours. If you're familiar with fishing, they go there deep in the night, and they stay all through the morning. They stay there from just about 7 p.m. all the way to 7 a.m. And they are constantly fishing. And unfortunately, Peter was fishing in the shallow waters. Jesus said to him, launch out into the deep. Let down your nets. And Peter said, boy, I have been fishing all day, Master. Just as some of you that God is speaking to today he's saying, launch out into the deep. Stretch out your investment. Stretch out, diversify your stocks and your bonds. Spread out your time. It's time to upgrade. It's time to increase your knowledge base. It's time to reinvent your skills. It's time to launch out into the deep for a great catch. Because what Christ was inherently saying is that you can stay here all year long. By the way, for the few months that are left, you can do all do not launch out into the deep, you will catch nothing. The frustration will continue. Christ has brought me to tell us that if we are to make a change and to catch something this year, or to catch something this week, if you are to catch something this very month, you cannot continue to stay in shallow waters. And so Peter said, at your word, I've done everything I know how. But Jesus was like, Peter said, but at your word, I will launch out. And this morning, I hear some of you saying, woman of God, I've done everything I know how. I've invested every way I know how. I've been investing, I've been investing. I've been putting out and I've been putting out. I've been doing everything. I've been putting in 40 hours a week. And that paycheck is still the same. I'm putting so much money into this business and I see nothing coming. I'm putting this and I'm putting that, so much time in my studies. I'm putting so much time in my family. I'm putting so much, I'm giving so much to that marriage. I'm giving so much, I'm putting so much. Everything I know how, I'm putting so much in this community. In that place of work, I'm putting so much. But I see no dividend. But I hear the Spirit of the Lord saying, you've been putting so much in shallow waters. It's time to upgrade. It's time to upgrade. Jesus said, it's time to launch out into the deep. Because if you stay doing the same thing in these shallow waters, you will continue to get the same result of nothing. He said, it's time to go deep. Beloved, I decree this morning that the power of Christ shall move you deeper. That he will move you to higher levels. The deep represents higher levels of skills, higher levels of knowledge, higher level of strategic planning, better goals and better objectives that will drive you to your goals. And so he's saying this morning, get off the shallow waters and get into the deep. Somebody that's listening to me this morning needs to upgrade his art, needs to upgrade his skills, needs to upgrade her business, needs to have upgraded her ideas. That dream needs to be re-upgraded. It needs to be rewired. It needs to be freshened up. Because God wants to bless you. But where you are is too shallow. Your walk with God needs to be upgraded. God is saying you can get higher anointing with that shallowness of worship to me. You can get to a higher depth in me with that kind of shallow connection with me. For those that worship me, he says, well, must worship me in spirit and in truth. He said it's time to get deeper with me. It's time to get deeper in my word. It's time to get deeper in your service to me. It's time to get deeper in your prayer to me. It's time to get a deeper connection with me. For the kind of power that you need, the kind of result that will come is such that requires deeper. And I decree this morning as a servant of Jehovah that the power of God shall connect you to a deeper walk with him in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. And the Lord said, put down, launch out deeper, and not just deeper. Let out your nets. He didn't say net. He said, Master. He said, let down your nets. Nets. If you're familiar with fishermen, you will note that They have several nets in the ship with their fishing. They have several nets that they put in the boat. And they spread out the nets. Sometimes they put one net out and it can catch some crawfish. Other times they have a net specifically that target fish. There are some nets that target crabs. There are some nets that target some crayfish. That's the little bitty fish. There are some major nets that target the salmon. There are some nets that target other bigger fish. And Christ knew all of that. That was why he didn't say one net. But because he didn't just say one net. But because Peter was like, my goodness, I have got this net. I was just trying to flip out just one net, and I caught nothing. I was just trying to catch me some crayfish. I was so frustrated. I said, if only I can catch me some crayfish. That's the little bitty fish, tiny fish. But even crayfish, I couldn't even catch. Someone that's listening to me have been so frustrated that you have lowered your goals. You have lowered your objective. You used to aim for the salmon in your fishing. You used to aim for higher goals. You used to aim for higher objectives. But because of this toiling and getting nothing, toiling for nothing, that has brought you to lower your goal. Just like Peter. Peter was not even caring about salmons and crabs and all of them other kinds of delicacies that are often part of the fishing business. He was just like, if only I can just catch some crayfish. And here Jesus was saying, let out the nets. In other words, don't just put out the net for the crayfish. Put the one out for the salmon. Put the one for the crab. Put the one for all of them, other kinds of things that are caught in the deep seas. And Peter made a wise decision. He did not allow he did not allow his frustration to affect his obedience to Christ. There is someone that's listening to me that I hear the Spirit of the Lord saying to this morning. Say, let out into the deep. And don't allow what you've been through to affect God is your breakthrough. Don't allow what you've been through to affect your breakthrough. The breakthrough that I ordained to bring into your life. Don't allow your past experiences to affect your response to this command. For I hear the Lord saying this morning, my child, my son, my daughter, launch out into the deep. He's saying, go deeper. Go deeper in your walk with me. Go deeper in your place at work. It's not enough to give in the average. To just come in and put in your 40 hours. You gotta go deeper. You gotta be distinguished. You gotta tune your skills. You gotta make a difference. Go deeper in your business. I hear the Lord saying, go deeper. I hear the Lord saying, go deeper. Go deeper. Take your family deeper. Take your relationship with your family deeper. Go deeper in your community. Don't just be a spectator that is just part of it. Get deeper and make a difference. I hear him saying, go deeper in your nation. Those things are things I want to do with you. But you gotta go deeper with the ideas I have given you. Go deeper for a greater impartation. I hear him say, go deeper. Because I'm going to do something powerful. You are being set up for something powerful. If only you give me your boat. If only you can give me your boat. I'm looking for a boat to use. I'm looking for a boat to use. Jesus, God is looking for a boat. A platform that he wants to use. Even this time, the many of you that are listening to me are busy, toiling, And because he was busy fishing, trying to catch them crayfish, those tiny bit fish, he was so hooked, so focused on catching them fish that he didn't even notice that Jesus had been hanging around and he has a need for his bottle. Some of you are so busy, focused and toiling for nothing, and all the while Jesus has been looking to use your bottle. He's been waiting to use your life for her. He's been waiting to use your finances. He's been waiting to use the love he has placed in you to love his children. He's been waiting to use the counsel in you to bring a word of encouragement to those that are hanging around. Those that were hanging to hear Jesus. He's been waiting to use the ideas they have deposited in you to make an impact. He's been waiting to use the innovation they have placed in your system to make a difference in the world. That you've been busy. You've been busy focusing on those who might need you to pushing to make it and catching nothing. And Jesus has been waiting. And this morning I hear him saying, if only you can let me use your bottle. I'm looking for your platform, a platform to use. And if you do until you do, you'll be catching nothing. But Peter was wise. He packed up that foolishness. He put away all that busyness that is resulting to no increase, no investment in him on his return. He put all of them away very quickly, and he quietly came out to watch what is going on. He caught the attention of Jesus, and Jesus picked his boat. He picked his boat. He picked his boat and he began to use it. And after that, he made a breakthrough for him. Beloved of God, we know what happened. I want us to look at it very quickly before I round up. Hallelujah. When, glory to God, in verse 6, Peter was like, if you say so, I will let down the nets. When they did this, they caught a great number of fish, and their nets began to tear. So Peter obeyed Jesus. He said, Master, Simon replied, we've worked hard all night long. It was consistent labor that showed nothing and caught nothing. But if you say so, I will let down the nets. And he did just that. He let down the nets. He let down the nets. In other words, he invested. He invested his resources. But this time is different. He went deeper at the word of Jesus. Jesus didn't just say, invest, spread out your investments. No, he said, first you gotta go deeper. Because if you stay in the shallow water, nothing happens. So Peter went deeper. Just as some of you that are listening to me, God is saying to say to you, that you gotta go deeper. Don't just let down your nets in these shallow waters where you are. Nothing will happen. It will be same old expectations. But go deeper. And so Peter went deeper, let down his nets. And there was an overflow. There was an overflow. There's someone that's listening to me, that God is setting up for an overflow. If only you will go deeper in this season. If only you will go deeper in this season. You may be saying, my goodness, the year is almost over. Somebody may be saying, my goodness, that thing is almost wrapping up. Someone may be saying, my goodness, things are almost wrapping up. I mean, someone may be saying, with excuses, just like Peter. But God is a God, is called the miraculous one. One of his names is the miraculous one. And he is one that can, just the favor of his upon your life, can move you from point A to point Z in a split second. There's someone that's listening to me that God is about to push through with a big breakthrough. And so, Peter let down the net, and there was a great catch. There was a great catch. When they did this, they caught a great number of fish, and their nets began to tear. Their nets began to tear. I would love to think that if their net began to tear because they did not put enough number of nets out, their nets began to tear because Peter based his obedience on his expectations. So to get a great harvest, my beloved, there are some things you must do. To get a great harvest, you must listen to the instruction of God. He said, let down your nets, Jesus said. Because Jesus is the miraculous one. He doesn't just give enough. God does not, when God steps into the stream, miracle happens. And someone that's listening to me is about to impress the miraculous power of God in that area of your life where you've been laboring for nothing. And so you gotta prepare for the major breakthrough. I would love to think, this is my own assumption, that if Peter had Peter did not put down enough nets. But suffice it to say, he put out some nets, at least he obeyed. And it was such a big catch that he was breaking his nets. Because there are certain, for what God is bringing into your life, my beloved, you gotta have to make room. Someone that's listening to me needs to make room for a major breakthrough. Needs to make room for that which is coming, for the blessing that God is bringing your way, for the higher anointing God is bringing your way. You need to make room, because that which is coming to you is not the usual. That which is coming to you is not the normal. That major blessing is coming. A major breakthrough is coming. It's not the usual. Do not allow your past experience to impact that which God is about to do for you. Because you have given him your life. You have given him your boat as a platform. And nobody gives Jesus their boat and remains the same. Jesus always releases upon the boat that he has used. For he's not God that owns any man. Someone that's listening to me have given Jesus his boat this morning. Have given Jesus his boat this morning. Someone has given Jesus her life, her boat in a very special way. And there is a major breakthrough, but you gotta be prepared for it. I said make room. I said make room. So your net does not necessarily have to tear. Make room for that which is coming into your life. Prepare yourself, prepare your mind, prepare your business, prepare your job. Distinguish yourself and put yourself in a capacity to receive what is coming. For a lot is coming. Make room. Make room. And there was a great catch, so much catch that it tore Peter's net. And there was some overflow. Some overflow. I hear the Spirit of the Lord saying, get ready to use your overflow as a channel of blessing. Get ready. So they signaled to their partners in the other boat to come and help them. And they came and filled both boats so full that they began to sink. This blessing that was dumped upon Peter was so much that even when he became a channel of blessing to other fishermen who have been fishing and toiling like him and caught nothing, they got so much that even their own boats began to sink. That is so much increase that Jesus released upon Peter for allowing him to use his own boat. Beloved, God doesn't give us enough. He gives us more than enough. There's someone that God is about to bless, give a major breakthrough in this season. It's going to be so much that you cannot contain. It's going to be someone that you're going to use as a channel of blessing to others. Someone in the house is about to get blessed. But now, after all of that, Peter thought he was just there to catch fish. Maybe you are in your company working as whatever position you are, and you think you are just there in that company just to work and make some salary and make ends meet, pay your bills at the end of the month. But God has much more than that for you. Maybe you're a businessman and you're just doing business just to make business, do business and do your thing. And do your thing. But I want you to know that God has a better purpose. In the verse that follows, in verse 9, in verse 8, he said, when Simon Peter saw the major breakthrough, saw this miracle that Jesus did, he fell at Jesus' knees and said, go away from me, for I am sinful man, Lord. He knew he was dealing with the great one. Peter realized he was not dealing with an ordinary person. He was dealing with the King of Kings. He was dealing with the miraculous one, and he felt inadequate to even be in his presence. And he said, please, Lord, please, Master, I'm too sinful to be in your presence. For in verse 9 he said, for he and all those with him were amazed at the catch of fish they had taken in, and so were James and John, Zebedee's sons, who were Simon's partners. And don't be afraid. Listen to what Jesus told them. He said, don't be afraid, Jesus told Simon. From now on, you will be catching people. From now on. As I was saying earlier, Jesus came into the scene and he borrowed Peter's boat just a little to let Peter know that his life, there's more to his life than catching fish. There are some of you that are engaged in different vocations, yours truly included, an educator by profession with a terminal degree, doctorate in education. So I'm not castigating knowledge. I'm not castigating working hard. But God is saying there is more to your vocation than you know. There is a greater purpose. And he's not just saying to stop or quit your job. He's saying there's much more to life than putting in 40 hours a week. To someone that's listening to me, he's saying there's much more to life than becoming the best business tycoon in the world. And that is much more. It's called purpose. He told Peter, you may sit here moving around this sea or this river day in, day out, and you think that is all for you, that's all that God brought you to do on the planet Earth. He said, no. There's much more. Beloved of God, someone that's listening to me, you that is listening to me, I hear the Lord saying, you may be doing what you're doing and thinking that is all. To just come out and walk and go back to bed and come out and walk the same, day in, day out. He said, I've created you much more than this. For a greater purpose. I've created you for a greater purpose. And he told Peter, from this moment on, you shall not only catch fish, you shall be a fisher of men. Beloved of God, I hear the Lord saying to you that is listening to me, there is much more to your life. And he said, from this moment, at the sound of my voice, the Lord says, vocation. You've been positioned in your place of work for a purpose greater than what you're doing, greater than what you think, to make an impact among your colleagues at work. You've been placed as positioned as a businessman to make impartation and make an impact to your generation. You're not just in your family by chance. You'll be blessed in your family to make an impact among your siblings, your family members. He said there is much more. You're not just there in your community by chance. And he's saying to tell you, you've been blessed, positioned in your community to make a major impact with that which has been deposited on you. And he's saying from this moment onward, and I decree as a servant of Jehovah, from this day forward, that you will cease to be just an ordinary fisher, man or woman, will become a fisher of men. You will become not just an ordinary fisher. You will just not be fishing, whether you're fishing in your place of work or in your business, in your family, or whatever you are, whatever vocation, whatever you are in your place setting in life. God is saying there is a greater purpose. I've positioned you to use you to impact humanity. There is a reason why you're butted. You're butted for a purpose. It's called destiny. And the earlier you begin to figure it out, the better for you. The earlier you figure it out, the better for you. And Peter was like, And so my beloved, God has called us to launch into the deep. Because he is a miracle worker. There's something amazing about Jesus that he wants to do this morning. He wants to do in your life, you that's listening to me. He's an amazing Jesus. Yes. He's an amazing Jesus. There's something he wants to do in this body. I feel powerful. He wants to do something powerful in this. And I want to affirm him. I want to affirm him with this song that's coming. I want you to join me. I want you to join me, you that's listening to me, connected. Yes. There is something he wants to do. Jesus is powerful. Rain, sunshine. Yes. Somebody wants to tap into what God wants to do this morning. It's an amazing Jesus. If you have called all night and found nothing, there is an amazing Jesus. He has appeared on the scene and he's a miracle worker. He's a miracle worker.
Everywhere I go, I see you right there. In the beauty of nature, you shine all around. For you are everything, and everything is you. Precious Jesus, a wonderful wonder you are. Amen.